everyone, and welcome to another video. And today we're going to take a look at a Pokemon that I featured in the last video, which is Primarina, but this time with the fast move charm. Somehow or another, this time around, me using Primarina, I got very lucky. I got all the very good leads with Primarina, which just catches my opponents off guard. And then here you can see that they swap in the Charizard after having the Machamp in the lead, and then just basically getting hard wall here in the safe swap as well in the lead. And then I can bring in my Primarina again, knowing that I can most probably tank a Rock Slide, no problem. And people tend to only bring one fighter to this cup if they are using it in the lead. Like for example, here you see a Machamp in the lead, they will most probably have that as their only fighter. So Obstagoon and Aggron in the back are pretty safe once that is out of the way. And if it is a Charizard in the lead, then that could be an issue because they tend to have a Machamp as well as a Surfetch at the back, which even though the lead is supposedly good, it's still quite bad for our backline because Primarina will have to handle two Pokemon. So going into the second game, we have here a Swampert. The thing with Swampert matchup is very iffy because people tend to bait first with a Hydro Cannon before going for the Earthquake, and here we debate whether or not to shield, and we decided to shield the bait, which was a nice bait. And here they are able to get to Earthquake before we do get to the Psychic or the Moonblast here, and they almost take us out. And we do get to the Moonblast and throw it before we go down, hoping for a debuff here, and we do get the debuff, which means that the Hydro Cannons will not do as much to my Obstagoon here. And I will safely tank this because I do not want to go 2 shields down with Aggron at the back. And then my opponent here does an interesting play, and they brought in their Trevenant against our Obstagoon, which means that they are very weak against our Obstagoon in the back. And then we can safely no shield 2 seed bombs, if I'm not mistaken, from this range still. I know from full health we can tank 3 seed bombs, but I'm not exactly sure from this range whether or not we can tank 2. But from the looks of it, we are able to tank 2 seed bombs easily, but that would put us in a position where we are going to get, there's a potential for us to get sniped. And here they do a very good swap into their wall ring to catch the Night Slash, and here we can just safely go into Aggron and then just shield whatever it is they throw first, because they will not be able to get to Earthquake after they threw at a very suboptimal timing here. And then we can get to the Meteor Beam, take them out, and then just smack down the Trevenant afterwards because our attack has been ramped up. They wouldn't, and Shadow Ball itself will not be enough. They will need a Shadow Ball and a Seed Bomb to take us out. So GG's to the opponent here. So far we have gotten one very good lead while another is a so lead. And here going to the third match, we have a Poliwrath in the lead, a purified one. So of course we are going to stay in, and then they brought in a Drapion. We are going to safe swap into our Obstagoon because Drapion as a safe swap could potentially have Aqua Tail, and we do want to make sure our Aggron does not get hit by too many Aqua Tails here. So Obstagoon will do a bit better, and we want to fish for the boost because then it will do even better against Poliwrath, which does not do that much fast move damage with their Mud Shot. And of course we have our Primarina at the back to take it out. And here, as you can see, they throw another Aqua Tail. I think that's already 2 Aqua Tails. It barely puts us over halfway through, and then we can just try to farm them down if possible. If we do have to give up a shield, so be it. We do not need any shields against the Poliwrath. Primarina can just basically charm them down because they barely have any fast move pressure, and their charge moves, unless they're running return for some reason, it will not do that much against Primarina because we wall the Poliwrath. Then here we throw the gunk shot. They no shielded, which means we do significant amount of damage here. And then they decided to throw switch and then switch lock their Tangrowth against our Aggron. We are going to immediately swap out, saving our Obstagoon, so that just in case if it comes down to a timeout, we will have more Pokemon to win the battle. So we are just going to let this Aggron go because it will not do us that much good. We have to trust in our Primarina to take them out here. We can just shield if they do throw, and what is curious is they did not throw at all, and we can just safely shield our Primarina just in case it was a return, but it was just a dynamic punch. So there is nothing left for them to do with the two shields up, and GG's to the opponent. And going on to the next battle, we have a Surfetch here. Surfetch is one fighter which is very iffy because they do have how do you say it, Leaf Blade to hit our Primarina for super effective damage. And here is where I made a mistake. I should have gone to Aggron because Aggron will have hard walled Auroras, but unfortunately we underestimated the power of the Auroras after the Meteor Beam boost, and then we decided to let this go, and it is enough to take us out, unfortunately, which means that now we lost switch. We could have easily just invested in one shield and take switch advantage, and then here they brought in the Charizard, and there's nothing for us to do, and we get a 3-2 set, but we do get a shiny Lickitung here, which is a nice reward for using Primarina in 2 videos, I guess. And yeah, if you do like this video, do leave a like and a comment. It really means a lot. Do let me know if there's anything that I can improve further. And then going on to our next battle, we have an Obstagoon lead, another very good lead, because unless if Obstagoon has one of those nukes that can hit us for neutral damage or even super effective in the case of Gunk Shot, we will win this. And then they have a Kanto Muk at the back. We're going to bring in our Aggron as the wall to the Muk. We can just safely let this first move go to gauge how much it does, and then it barely does even 30%, which means that we can safely let this one go as well, because that means that because we can still tank it and we do not want to waste shields unnecessarily, we try to throw it here, the Heavy Slam, because the Heavy Slam will do enough to take them out, and we can have another charge move here for the Obstagoon, throwing another Heavy Slam to get their first shield, which means that Primarina can come back in and farm them down. And of course we will shield this just in case if it is a Gunk Shot, but it is a Night Slash, which means that this one that they will throw next will be too fast for a Gunk Shot. I think they will be about 2 counters away, and we can just safely let it go. And then here they brought in a Charizard, which means that we can just throw the Psychic to take their last shield and come in with our Obstagoon straight away. And for whatever reason I decided to throw a Night Slash. Most probably I thought that they still had a shield up, which is fine. This means that I can just let this one go. Obstagoon can safely tank a Blast Burn, and then 2 Night Slashes plus charms later on will take it out. And then here we decided to correctly shield the blast burn here. And here, before we can take them out, our opponent top lefts, I guess they feel that they do not have any more play because our Obstagoon is still very much healthy. And then here we have another good lead, a Dragonite, and they brought in a Walrein, which is even better for us because now our Obstagoon can go to town against this Walrein, and we have two very good answers for the Dragonite in the back. We can just safely no shield the first one. Even if it's an earthquake, we will survive it, but they decided to throw an icicle sphere, which even though it's neutral, it will not do that much. Obstagoon is relatively bulky, and as you can see here, we will get them very low and take them out before they can throw another icicle sphere. And then here we can go immediately for a Night Slash, not risking any if they throw the Dragon Claw and wasting all that energy. So we're just going to throw it. Let's see if we can get to another Night Slash, and we could. That means that we are going to get it very low here now, and Primarina can most probably just 1 or 2 charm down. And they brought in the Escavalier, and this is sort of a core breaker for this team because Primarina does resisted damage, and both our Pokemon at the back does take double super effective damage from the Escavalier, which means that our only win con here is to double shield the Primarina and catch the third drill run on the Aggron, because we need our Primarina healthy to possibly tank a charge move from the Dragonite. And here we time it 1, 2, 3 and immediately swap out, get a smackdown through, and this will take out the Escavalier if they do not kill us, and they don't, which means that our Aggron can smack down the Dragonite, leaving the opponent with 1 shield and no Pokemon to use it on. So going on to the next battle, we have another very bad lead of the Trevenant. We safely go into our Obstagoon, and they swap into their Walrein here, which is a very bad safe swap if you are against a counter user. I'm assuming this opponent does not have a very good Obstagoon answer in the back, therefore they came in with the Walrein straight away. And then here we are going to let this one go as well, because as you can see from the earlier battle, Aggron can tank the Shadow Ball pretty easily. And then here we are going to go for a second Night Slash to take them out. They decided to shield it. We go for another Night Slash on the CMP tie, either getting the second shield or taking them out, and they decided to use the second shield, and we are going to mirror that shield, taking shield advantage and switch advantage as well for good measure. And they brought in their Swampert. Now this is a bit scary because now Swampert can farm us down, while Aggron will need to handle the Trevenant without any shields. We do contemplate shielding it, but we decided not to, and it is an earthquake straight away, which means that we need to swap immediately, knowing that they will most probably want to snipe us. And here we decided to no shield the first one, and it is a Seed Bomb, and they are still out of range where they Shadow Ball will not kill us still. But we are just going to let this one go as well. We need to save the shield for the Primarina. Primarina is very low, and then here we immediately go for a Heavy Slam. Can we still win this match though? We decided to go for the Heavy Slam because we want them to take us out. We need the energy on the Primarina to get to a Psychic or potentially a Moonblast, and they decided to let us take them out, which in hindsight might be a bad move. And then here we decided to go for, we need now is or whether or not we can charm them down or not, and let's see whether we can. And we do manage to get there. I think they are one turn, they just need one more turn to get us out of the way, but they decided they could not do that. And then here is another weird lead and the safe swap. The safe swap can beat both our back line, but here we decided to safely shield it, thinking that it might have been a superpower I wasn't really counting. And here I decided to go for the bait first, thinking they might try to shield and gain back switch, but decided not to shield, which means that we need to go for 3 night slashes to take them out, hoping that maybe and just maybe we can take them out, but they decided to no shield again, which means that we have to go for this third one to take them out, or to go back to one shield scenario. And here I have to let it go. Snorlax will take out my Aggron easily if we decided to not let it go. And then here they brought in their Kanto Mark again, and then we come in with the Aggron, and we decided to let it go because our Primarina just does not have any play whatsoever. And then going on to our final battle, we have a Walrein in the lead, and then we safe swap to our Obstagoon, and they come in with their Gyarados here. And then we can safely let this first move go because this will not do that much against us. It's just an Aqua Tail. And then here we decided to go for a Gunk Shot straight away. No frills about it, because we do not want a repeat of what happened with Dragonite earlier on. And here we decided to go throw for a Night Slash now because they did shield our Gunk Shot here, but we will take switch advantage here. I mean shield advantage, sorry. We could have taken switch if they had let the charge, if they let us got to a charge move. And here we throw it. Do we get the switch? And we do. They brought in their Walrein again, which means that we can come in with our Primarina, thinking that they will have a Charizard in the back because Walrein tends to have a Charizard at the back. And then here we come in with Aggron, switching in aggressively, trying to farm them down, and they have a Trevenant at the back. They swap out very late, which means that now we are able to get to a Meteor Beam to ramp up our attack straight away, boost our attack, and now Smackdown does a ton of damage, and we can let this first one go. If it is a Shadow Ball, so be it. We can still tank it easily. They still need to get to a Seed Bomb to take us out, and they have no shields, and we do get to a Heavy Slam one turn before they get to a Seed Bomb, which means that we can take them out. And with 1 HP and a Dream, we do beat this Walrein. Thanks a lot everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.